Good day. Welcome to the Talk It Out podcast. My name is Neal Bailey-Harper, and today I want to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. The music I'm listening to comes from Stealers Wheel, the 1972 song, Stuck in the Middle. It's like the truth. Today the truth is stuck in the middle. And just like they said in 1972, there are clowns to the left of me, there's jokers to the right. Hey, you ever played that copyright game where you listen to a song and you think of the other songs that sound just like it? No disrespect at all. One of my favorite performers, James Taylor, once said he's written 200 songs, or he's written 100 songs 2 times. But this reminds me of Sheryl Crow. Watch. When the sun comes up on the Santa Monica Boulevard. That's a party game. We'll talk about party games later. Today, I want to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. And believe in my heart, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's a fucking train. It is a fucking train coming right for us. That could be bad, but that could be good. It's bad because it's a train. It's good because we can see it coming. And we have seen it coming for a while. We want to talk about civility now in our society. We had a sad week in this country. And regardless of the extra $25 some of us are getting in their pockets from that little bit of tax break. Oh, wait. Here's the thing, too. I want to ask a question. I never understood this. I've always thought that even before 45 was elected, that in order for us to believe that things were going to get better for all of us, you have to buy into the assumption that the sheriff of Nottingham decided to become Robin Hood and thereby help all of the people of the land. Now, before, he was just dealing with his sheriff buddies. But he woke up one morning and said, you know what? I got enough. Now I'm going to turn into Robin Hood and help all of the people of the land. To buy into that even more, you have to say, okay, now the sheriff of Nottingham went and got 20 of his sheriff of Nottingham friends. And they all decided to become Robin Hoods and help all of the people of the land. It ain't happening. He's still the sheriff of Nottingham. And now they are raiding the palace. For us to even think that somebody who's 70 who acts like they're 12 is going to change, it's not going to happen. We have issues. We have problems. We see the train coming. Now we can decide what to do about it. We can get on the side. Firstly, you get off the track. That's the first thing. Get off the track so you just don't let the train run over you. The other thing, well, that is unless you're a American, the 4 and 10 who follow 45. I never understood this either. Along with that Robin Hood analogy, how do the people from the heartland buy in to a New York con artist and believe everything he says? He is one of you. I don't get that. He's never wanted for $1 in his life. He's never probably done a real hands-in day's work in his life. But he feels your pain? I don't get that. I think the only thing you guys have in common is that you're both white, as is most of his base. Once you can explain to me why you think he has your best interest at heart, I would love to sit and listen to that. I'm all ears. If anybody can explain to me from the heartland why he has your best interest at heart. Speaking of the heartland, this is John Cougar Mellencamp. Pink Houses from 1983. He's great. He's Jack and Diane before that. This guy's pretty good. And it's real. And I bet you he feels a lot like I do about the issue of 45. I like this part. Okay, but here's the other thing. As sad as these events are, the gentleman killing 2 people in Kroger, 14 bombs sent not to government higher-ups or whatever he called them, to 2 former presidents. to attorney generals. He basically tried to assassinate former government leaders. And this guy now does not even have the empathy or the heart to realize he's in that club. And to even call on them, regardless of what your differences are, to even call on them and say, hey, isn't this one of those we all American moments that should be? Well, then, since he didn't get that one, then sadly the thing happens in Pittsburgh, where 11 people at a synagogue are killed. Now he's all in on that, as he should be, as we all should be. But how many of us really believe him? Do you believe he really feels that way? I'm going to use an analogy. I could walk up and slap the shit out of you, and then a minute later say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, I lost it. Which would you believe? Say I slapped you 5 days in a row. Would you believe the fact that, well, I didn't mean it? Would that take away all of the other stuff? That's what I'm not understanding. This guy has been an asshole for 2 years to American citizens. He still today, in my opinion, only acts like the president for 4 out of every 10 of us. Wherein all 10 of us accept the fact that he is the president. But he's not presiding or helping all of us. He's helping a certain amount who believe everything he says. He actually stated about a month ago, do not believe the media, believe me. 2 problems with that. First is a damn lie. And again, back to 44, you're a respected, legendary president. Now let's be a bruh. Say he's lying. Thank you. Say it again. And say it again. Don't worry about him coming back at you. We all see that as a distraction. What's more important, I think, to this country is what you say. Because you are right in what you say. And we shouldn't have to live this way. Think about this now. I hear so many politicians say, well, when you ask them about the civility that 45 came out, and think about this, guys. 2 hours he's reading from the teleprompter. His compassion comes from a teleprompter. His venom comes from his heart. He's on a teleprompter saying how we should all come out in unity, and then 3 hours later, he's calling the United States Senator Pocahontas. So let's go to high school now. There's the student elections, and one dude or one girl decides to call the other girl lizard head. What's wrong with that? Nothing, because 45 did it. Hey, this is America. When people say this is not who we are, yes, it is. This is who we are. Turn to the ID channel. 24 hours of programming based on real life murder. Way back to the days when there was a show called City Confidential, where in every show you heard somebody say, this doesn't happen in our town. Sadly, it does. And we got to stop saying it doesn't. When people say, well, guns don't kill people, people do. Okay, so why do we need the guns? What do they do? That's bullshit. We're not addressing anything. Why can't we put together a show where the questions are given out before the show and everybody who shows up does nothing but talk about solutions? No whataboutism, no none of that shit, just talk solutions. This song I remember from high school. It's Harvest for the World from the Isley Brothers, 1976. I went to Dobbins High School, and our arch rival was Simon Gratz High School. And a girl sang this at their graduation, and it stuck with me ever since. She was right. We need a harvest for the world. That was 1976. We still need one. 2 weeks from now, that harvest can come. It really can. Election day is on a Tuesday. Okay, why? Well, because in 1845, the farmers took a day to get their crops in, and it would take a day for them to get to where they had to go to vote. That's how it started on a Tuesday in 1845. Shout out to Blue Pilot Brewery, because last week, the owner, decided to give everybody in his company the election day off with pay. So you know what? Amazon, Microsoft, all of you who got a tax break and gave everybody $1,000, you want to do something? You really believe in a democracy? Give them the day off. You ain't gonna lose nothing. Not even a whole day. Give them 4 hours off in shifts. I've been in management before. I know how this shit works. You can give them 4 hours off on election day to go vote without penalty. Everybody can do that. Because you know what? We really should be voting today. We should be voting on Sunday. Voting should be a national holiday. But what are we scared of? Why are we scared of that? Because 80% of the people would actually vote. But even that's not an excuse anymore. You know what? The Harvest for the World, I was 18 when I heard this. 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds are changing shit today. Firstly, we need to get, when I say we, I mean people of my generation, get the fuck off of social media, unless you're being social. But 18, 19-year-olds, they organize the ceremony or the grievance party, not party, but you know what I'm saying. They organized the thing in Pittsburgh that evening where people could come together and talk. The people in Parkland, they organized the gun thing. They're not children because they're leading. They're doing what we should be doing, but what we're not doing. We still can. And when I say we, I'm talking about the top. The head of the fish is rotten. Let's do something about it. Have a good day, everybody.